What's up everyone, Sassy Engineer here. Let's look at how your children can visit you when you have a work visa in New Zealand. Remember to watch the video to the end for all the info. I can tell when you don't. If you have a New Zealand work visa, your dependent child can join you in New Zealand. They can explore New Zealand as visitors. The visa will either be multiple entry or single entry, and you can send them to school in New Zealand, but conditions apply, which I'll talk about later in this video. This visa is called a child of a worker visitor visa, and this visa is like the child of a student visitor visa that I discussed on here the last time. Both are amongst the visas that enable bringing dependent children to New Zealand. The only difference is that the child of a worker visitor visa is for people with New Zealand work visas. However, not every work visa holder is eligible to support application for this visa. Other key things to highlight here are that the duration of the visa, the child of a worker visitor visa, will be the same length of time as your own work visa. You can apply for visas for children at the same time as you apply for your work visa, but they'll only be granted the visas after your application is approved. There are some criteria that must be met for your dependent child's visa to be granted. But first, I hope you're enjoying this video. So now, before I continue, I would like to ask you to subscribe. Click the subscribe button now if you haven't yet already, and don't forget to like, share, and watch this video to the end. For the requirements that should be met, I have discussed some of them in the other video, that's the child of a student's visitor visa video, so check that video out. Here I'll only highlight the key different criteria, the differences between the two, the ones that really pertain to this child of a worker visitor visa. I'll just add here that you should write a letter of explanation explaining anything that you feel requires explanation. Okay, so the standard thing is that your dependent child has to be 19 years or under and must be dependent on you. I've discussed what this means on another video up on my channel, so have a look there. You need to have a work visa. Recall that I said not all work visa holders can support this visa. This is the list of those who cannot. Another key criteria is the minimum income. Just so you know, the essential skill work visa closed on 4th July 2022 and was replaced by accredited employer work visa, which is New Zealand's main temporary work visa. For the minimum income, you must earn enough money to support your dependent children while they are in New Zealand, or you and your partner, but that your partner must also have a work visa for their own funds to be taken as evidence. Otherwise, just you will need to show the proof. If you don't earn the minimum income amount, your children won't be able to come to New Zealand. And if you stop earning the minimum income amount while your children are in New Zealand, you and your children may have to leave New Zealand. Same thing applies if you are a religious worker work visa holder. However, in this case, sponsorship is allowed. Your sponsorship is allowed and you must provide the evidence. Another key difference here, which is pertaining to this particular visa, is that your dependent children don't need to provide evidence of onward travel. It does not mean you can't add it, but it is not mandatory. As you can see, you can either apply for this visa online or on paper. I prefer online, so using online, the first step is to submit your application. So you fill the form online, submit the application, and pay the application fee all online. You will need a RealMe account for this though, as I explained in this video. The link is popping up right now. Application fee is $211. Then on top of that, there is a IVF levy of $35. So everything in total is $246. After that, you wait to hear from them. You don't need to go to the visa application center for anything when you apply online, unless INZ specifically instructs you to, which for most cases would just be to submit your passport. This is the current processing time for this visa. For the documents, I've mentioned the key ones, but by all means add more to support your application and depending on your situation. The things to note for this visa is that your child can land in New Zealand can be refused entry. And minimum income is very, very important. If your dependent child will be studying for more than 3 months, they will need student visa for dependent children. It's called dependent child student visa, and all you need to know about this visa is up on my channel. Check the description box for links. Your children cannot work in New Zealand. Alright, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you found this very useful and helpful. If you have a student visa, check the link in the description box to take you to know what you need to do to bring your children. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. And until next time, I am the Sassy Engineer. I'll see you there.